And what a special day it is today. Welcome. Of course, the day I'm referring to is the 42-year, 7-month, and 15-day anniversary of Wednesday, March 7th, 1979, a day on which, and I did a lot of digging for this information, nothing seems to have happened. But on that day, certainly no one could have anticipated that 42 years, 7 months, and 15 days in the future, we would be learning how to play a solo acoustic rendition of Pearl Jam's Jeremy, which is what we're doing today as upvoted by the Patreon folks. Patreon folks, thank you for your support and your participation in this matter. And if you think you might like to join that club, the link, of course, is in the description. We're going to bring the song down here in a little bit, but for the intro, either it's your campfire party, or you're the only person who thought to bring an acoustic guitar, so we're going to do the intro in Up Heresville, where it belongs, for that extra little bit of pizzazz. Open A string, followed by 5-7 hammer-on, and then open A string again. Then we're going to grab D7, pluck the open A string, D5. Then we're going to do some harmonics. Touch the D string, 12th fret, as lightly as you can possibly touch it. And when I say 12th fret, I don't mean in the middle of the fret. I mean over that metal bar that's in between the 12th and 13th frets. Touch it as lightly as you can and give it a pluck. And then the G string in the same fashion. So here we go. Same move, then the D string and the A string. Same as the first time. And the last time, stay on that D5 and chug away on the open A string and the D string 5th fret. That's the intro. Here's some more choices for those harmonics. For the first set, you can do G7 and G5. For the second set, you can do G7, D7. Then the third set, of course, would be G7, G5, and then the last time you don't do anything, you just chug away. So there's a bunch of choices. You can mix and match them to your heart's content. I'm thinking maybe these are better because you stay in about the same place. You can kind of make it more seamless that way. Get that A string still ringing out, but you choose. I really hope someone's singing this and you don't have to play it and sing it at the same time. For the verse, pluck your open A string, then pluck your open D string and hammer on to the 2nd fret, then pluck your open A string again. That is our little move. Open, open to open. Here we go. Our verse form, move A G, move A G, move A, move A G, and you do that twice. 2 times equals a verse. Before we tackle the pre-chorus, I want to go over a little move here. First, grab your A chord, but use 3 fingers and not 1. Start with your ring finger off the B string and give it a big lazy strum, being sure that the audience hears every and each one of those strings. Hammer on pull off to the B string's 2nd fret with that ring finger. Then pluck your G string, E string, B string, G string. Here it is all as one piece. Lazy strum, hammer on pull off, G, E, B, G. Recognize it. Now let's put it where it goes. Daddy didn't give attention, here we go. Start with your first move. A, G, and then this chord. Normally we call this the better man chord, but we can't call it that today because Jeremy came out first. It's D with an F sharp in the bass. That's big E2, G2, and B3. So your first thing again, the move. A, G, D with an F sharp in the bass. The second thing, the G and the A are going to be reversed. G, A, and here it comes. But you can't pluck the G string. We're going to do that little move we just learned in its entirety later, so I wanted to show it to you. But if you want to get back to your move number 1, you can only do the B string on your way back up towards the G string. All right, so here we go. That's the two things. It goes thing one, thing two, thing one, thing two, and that's your pre-chorus. A, G, D with an F sharp in the bass. G, A. Into the chorus. Jeremy spoke in class today. Do move number 1, and then the quickest A ever, so use one finger, and you're going straight to F, whatever F you want to play, but I find it easiest to play big, huge F anyways. D minor, and I like to take my pointer finger and put it back on for some extra motion, and then move number 2. In its entirety the first time, the slightly truncated version the second time. So here's the chorus. Back into the next verse. The second chorus goes 3 times, not 2, and the middle one, the second one, plays G instead of F. You don't have any instruments to agree with at your campfire, so you could ignore this fact, or you could do it if you want. And so forth. During the try to forget this, try to erase this part, I have listened to this part slow, I've listened to it live, I've listened to it everywhere I could find it, and I have come to no conclusion whether or not these notes exist or if it's the toms on the drums tricking me into thinking the guitar is playing notes. But if there were notes, it would be these notes, and it's our campfire version, so we can do this if we want. We're going to do move 1, A, G, just like normal, and the second time we're going to do A, but then we're going to play A, open 3, D, open 2, and slide into a G chord. So, nice and slow. I really want those notes to be there. They are now. All right, we're getting into the last 2 minutes of the song where there's lots and lots of hoo-hooing and lots of mishmash happening, but I'm going to go through it and see if there's anything of super interest, really signature, that we can throw into our campfire. But I can tell you that at the end of that segment, almost forgot for a second. The last time, of course, we just chug away on the A, and then it's A, F, D minor, and then we have that part that goes... Right, you can abandon ship and do octave chords here if you want. Why not? Play an A chord and then play your B octave chord. That's A2, G4. 1 fret higher, 2 frets higher than that. Or you can try to incorporate that run into your chords. We'd be from the blackboard, D minor, playing A minor, then reach your middle finger up to A2, put your middle finger back and reach your pinky finger up to A3. I love this chord. This is A minor with a C in the bass. And then we could take your middle finger and your pinky finger off and mute the A string, and you get that D note. So in that little, I know this is all a stretch, right? But maybe you want to include this. That's that line. Or you could do that as just A minor, lift your middle finger up to that A2, regular C chord, and a D minor chord. That would work too. I don't like the definitiveness of that D minor chord not being part of the A chord, but hey, that's like 43 times easier, so. And so forth. Then it does our chorus for a while, but it does it a bunch of times, and it alternates between the G and the F. And the special move, of course. So do that as many times as you want, and then for the rest of the song during the ahas, you can get away with just F, D minor, A minor, and then we'll throw those B and and C octave chords on the A and G strings, 2, 4, and 3, 5, and you can do that for the whole rest of the song. That'd be great. And it's even cool because on your A minor, you've got your ring finger on the G string, and your ring finger stays on the G string if you do octave chords with your ring finger. You feel kind of fancy. Or when you get to that A minor, you could just take your pointer finger off. It gets the same effect. That's even easier. Ooh, except for when the woes come in. I'm officially figuring this out as we go now. That A minor has to become an A major because Eddie sings. That's the A major scale over the A chord in question. So it has to be A major. So, F, D minor, A major for the woes, right? And then when the yay comes, it goes back to A minor. And then it's back to the uh-huhs, right? Which fits with the A minor. Chord you play should be the biggest, angriest A minor chord you've ever played in your whole life, and then you get to wow your entire campfire situation by doing Jeff's really cool outro. I'm going to pluck the open A string in between each little doodah here, but I'm just going to say it once. Open A, G9, B8, G7, B7, G5, B5, G2, B1, D5, G4, back to the last one, G2, B1, back to the last one, D5, G4. Open A, harmonic on G7, G5. I'll do that whole thing for you. That is it. This again is a song that I don't think you'd play verbatim at your campfire, but I wanted to go through and pull out everything I could so that you can pick and choose what's appropriate for yours. If you're going to do all 5.5 minutes of the song or whatever, hey, good for you. But if you just want to do the first half, awesome too. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.